So, morning, guys. Thanks for joining us. We're doing a series on planning and planning for growth and planning for day-to-day operations. And today we welcome Viloshnee. Thank you so very much for joining. Could I ask you to just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit more about you, and tell us a little bit more of your company, please?
Hi, Charmel. Thanks for the invitation. So my name is Viloshnee. I'm the CEO of a company called Thembane Chemicals. So we supply laboratory, industrial, and cleaning chemicals across numerous industries and sectors. And we're based in Johannesburg, in Selby, and we also supply into the rest of Africa.
Thank you for that. So, Viloshnee, let's jump straight into it. So can you just tell us, and especially in your world, how do you plan for your day-to-day operations in your company?
Well, because we're a supply company, but we also manufacture to a degree, and we also do repack and distribution. So planning is a big part of every single day that we actually are operating. So there's really three key aspects that we need to ensure that we well planned on. That's the procuring chemicals from our suppliers, repacking and labeling for distribution. And then we deliver chemicals to customers within Gauteng. And then those customers that are out of Gauteng and also out of South Africa, we got to plan those logistic deliveries as well. So every day has to be a planning day. So we plan in advance, but obviously, you know, things happen where suppliers are late in terms of the ETAs are delayed, or the vehicle can only deliver so many boxes of chemicals. So it's a constant, I think, with this business, it's constant planning. We've got to constantly see where the suppliers are, where's our chemicals, how's the repackaging to the customer to ensure that they're actually going to get their chemicals when we said they're going to get it. So it's constant planning. And I think why it's like so advanced or so hectic in this is because we're operating a just-in-time model. So we're not stocking volumes of chemicals. So it's like sourcing from suppliers, repacking, labeling, doing what we need to, and then getting it out to the customer. So it's like a constant process of making sure that we're meeting deadlines from the suppliers, we are able to deliver to the customers. So yeah, I think this entire business is planning completely.
So Viloshnee, can you explain to us, and I think your company fits in so beautifully into the next question, is explain to us how you're planning, how you did your planning before COVID, how that affected, you know, and adjusted during COVID, and then how's that evolved or changed in the world we find ourselves in now?
Yeah, you know, I'd have to say that COVID hasn't really affected the way we plan to any big extent. So we're considered an essential service, right? So we were operational throughout the entire period that most businesses were locked down. And each process that we do, it's an entire value chain that has to be planned from the beginning to the end. So in terms of COVID, we may have, like, businesses were not operational, so obviously revenue was down, demand was down. So we really, the only major thing we did was we started rotating staff, you know, to handle whatever was coming in. And because it had been reduced, we could do that. So we rotated staff during COVID. Well, we're still in COVID, right? It's still happening. Yeah. And then based on that, we actually reduced, we went to a 4-day week because we realized that 5 days was just not happening. We were here, but nothing was happening. So we reduced to a 4-day week. And then when we reduced to a 4-day week, all the staff came back, and then we were managing like that. And now kind of post-COVID, we sort of back to a 5-day week because it's kind of picked up again. But so in terms of the planning of how we're doing things, COVID hasn't really impacted the activities. It may have impacted the number of staff on hand or the resources we have available, but it hasn't really impacted the activities. We're still chasing suppliers. We're still trying to meet customer demands. We're just trying to deliver as much as we can when we can. So in terms of those three key aspects of the business, it hasn't really impacted us that significantly.
But I think that also goes to just what a fantastic job you guys are doing at planning and how integral planning is in your processes, and that you do it with, it's just second nature to you. So I think big up, kudos to you on that. And then lastly, before we close off, can you just, what is the benefits? What have you found as benefits to planning for your company?
Well, we cannot operate if we don't plan, right? So ultimately, our key objective is to exceed customer expectations. And in order for us to do that, we need to ensure that if we give the customer a commitment in terms of when we're going to deliver, then we need to meet that commitment, or we need to have a very good reason why we can't. So planning is absolutely essential in the business, in Thembane Chemicals business. And I think it's absolutely essential in every business, whether you're a reseller, whether you're a service, whether you're a consultant. You have to plan to an extent, not pedantically, but you've got to plan to ensure that the entire value chain is being fed adequately to achieve the ultimate objective, which is to meet customer expectation. So it is absolutely crucial to our business. We don't do anything without planning, and the entire staff complement understand that it's important to plan. So everybody's on the same kind of level in terms of understanding why this needs to happen for that to happen. And if this doesn't happen, then that cannot happen. So, it's a constant culture of planning and understanding and ensuring that you actually doing what needs to be done to achieve the final objective, which is to meet customer expectation.
I think you hit the nail on the head there by saying it's a culture of planning. It's definitely something that you need to bring in throughout your company. Viloshnee, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time and what you're doing. Everything of the best.
Thanks, Charmel. Thanks for the opportunity, and all the best on your side as well.
Thank you.